Guess what? We really screwed this one up.
Hello, welcome to the bonus video this week. It's just a quick video to show our big fail with cutting the kitchen sink and just to show what happened and why. So what we did, we have a countertop, laminate countertops from Ikea and Ikea kitchen sink, and what we needed to basically cut the hole for the sink, and yeah, we will show you what happened next. What we're trying to do now is cut the hole in the countertop for the kitchen sink. It's kind of a scary process because you obviously need to be very precise with everything, but the instructions so far seem to be pretty easy to understand. So yeah, let's just hope that it goes well and we don't mismeasure something.
As you already know, we don't know what we are doing, so it's a really big steep learning curve on everything we do. We're cutting the hole for the sink. We measured carefully, and we should have measured twice. The old saying was right, so we cut the hole and now the hole is too big for the sink. I'm gonna show you how it looks like, but the biggest problem is, obviously I had to drill them. And to be able to put the jigsaw, I had to drill it a bit further out. Well, I didn't think it would make a big difference, but it turns out it does. So I can hide a couple of corners. Let that be the front.
So yeah, this is if the front is hidden.
But then you get these two big mouse ears on this
Yes.
side.
It's huge, this whole line as well, like I can almost put my finger.
It can go more that way.
But still, yeah, it's these holes that really are making the biggest problem. Hey ho!
It just doesn't matter where we pull it, one of the corners is
It's really,
showing.
it's funny how you said mouse ears, it looks like.
Oh, come on, it's just ridiculous. I was measuring this so carefully, to be honest. Because on the instructions, I just wish that instructions book would have the dimensions that you need to cut instead of all those calculations that we were doing.
Yeah, it's a bit
I didn't
stupid.
do that, and when I was doing it, I don't know exactly if I measure it, it's off very little. It's just a few millimeters off. When you put it here, it just doesn't fit.
Yeah, let me just see it from the back. You see, like the gap, it
It's
could have
huge.
been like at
Whole
least 1
centimeter.
centimeter, and
Yeah.
it's the same on the other side.
I mean-
And that's why I'm really surprised. Why do they ask you to do it so big?
Exactly, because I mean we messed up, and we messed up in the corners pretty badly. But the thing is, where they ask you to cut the hole, which is like right where it ends, instead
Yeah.
of giving you like one. Because the hole.
Why
could have
couldn't
been
it
way
sit
smaller.
properly? Exactly. Why
The
couldn't it
hole
sit
could have
right
been way
nicely?
smaller. And we may have messed up the corners, but the actual distance, it is where the markings on the instructions say. And that's why when I was measuring, I didn't think this would make a difference, because I thought, okay, this has at least a 1 centimeter overhanging there, so it will cover the corners. So, and the biggest problem we have is these boards. It's not even for the value of this.
Yeah, these are really cheap, thank God.
Yeah, this costs like 45 euros for the countertop. So it's not even about the cost of it, it's just that it's difficult to bring it. First of all, it's painful for us to go to Ikea to buy that, and it's difficult to bring because it's a 2 meters long board that you can't really fit easily in the car. We brought it when we brought the whole kitchen, so we had a van, and that's one of the things we wanted, bring everything that it's large. And now fitting this in the car is going to be a struggle. If you are watching this video and you are installing a kitchen sink from Ikea on a countertop, please do not just use the method and the instructions. I would definitely recommend you to measure it based on the measurements that you take from the hole that needs to be, because
This is way too big.
they ask you to do very large hole, which then leaves you with a very just a few millimeters to make mistakes, which in our case was a big problem. We have other options, of course. We
Can buy a bigger sink.
we can buy a slightly larger sink and return this one.
My favorite option to replace the sink, and then we just use the same countertop. We don't have to worry about going there again or cutting any more holes. That's like, imagine me buying another one and we need to do the same mistake, which is possible. It's another scary point to measure a cut for the hob. So I guess this time I have to make sure we measure everything really well. And I think for this hob that we have, this electric one, there's very little wiggle room to get it wrong, because it really hangs on a very small amount. So yeah, scary moment, but has to be done.
So I'm gonna walk you through our process to cut the other countertop before we screw it up like the other one. First things first, I cut 60 centimeters, which is the width of the cabinet, which is these lines here, the larger ones on the outside. So this I measured how far it comes from the end of the countertop until the cabinet, and then how far from that, and then it sits here right at 60 centimeters. So this is our cabinet. Then we marked two squares basically. The outside one is the outside part of the hob. The other one, so we just laid it down flat with the top surface facing down, and literally just mark it down. After measuring the distance from the front and from the back. The only thing they ask you is that there is at least 5 centimeters gap between the wall and this. We are leaving 6.5. And then here, we would like to have it a bit more to the front, but because there's a metal connecting the cabinets, we are afraid that it's gonna sit on top of it, so we are just giving it here 1 centimeter back. So that's how we came to how to position it this way. And then we basically measured 1 centimeter. They ask you to cut the hole 1 centimeter shorter than the outside, the larger part of the hole. So we measured 1 centimeter in every corner, and that's the inside cut that we are going to do. I marked already, because this is what screwed us up with the other one. I marked where I'm going to drill based on whatever this is, 10 mil bit. So this is where I'm going to drill to not come too much over the line. Hopefully we will stay within this inside square. And now, because we have both of them, we will know from this side if any of our cuts is moving too close or is actually going over this line, then we are in trouble. We didn't have that when we measured the sink, so hopefully it will go better this time.
Bad news. This corner here is chipped quite a lot.
Is it? Oh, very carefully.
Oh.
We were really scared again. Is it filming?
Yes.
We were really scared again because, and now I understand what happened on the sink.
Yeah. Same.
I was drilling with this flipped over, and when I was drilling the four corners, it's not that I was drilling on the side, it's that this top very thin layer with the laminate got chipped around it, and it happened again exactly the same thing. Luckily we were not that much on the limit, but that's what happened because
Yeah.
from the other side that
Maybe did also drill it too far.
yeah,
last
but
time,
it
but
would
it
have been
was-
fine if it
Yeah.
wouldn't have chipped.
Yeah.
So it's this thing, this probably should be drilled from
From here.
here to bottom and then cut the other way around.
Yeah.
And well, obviously we didn't know, but that is what happened. Anyway, luckily now it covers.
Yes. So as you could see in the video, that was a big fail. But it is not the biggest problem to fix. It is fixable easily. So what we were thinking at the beginning, it was that we would just buy a bigger kitchen sink. But the problem with that is that there is one in Ikea that we actually liked, and it would fit, I think. But the problem is it's just out of stock. So yeah, that is the biggest problem for us right now. We were looking at other shops for kitchen sinks, and somehow here in Portugal you can't find one like that. No one seems to be using like a ceramic white sink like we wanted. I think our only option will be to actually end up changing the countertop and just buy another countertop and try to cut the hole again and use the sink that we actually bought in the first place. But just try to do it a bit more carefully this time. It should be fine. It's just the pain that you have to do this again and you'll have to cut it again. It's again scary moment, but yeah, we have some experience now, so maybe it will go better this time. So thank you for watching this extra video of this week, and fingers crossed that we can sort this situation out soon and finally can finish with the kitchen. So thank you for watching. Bye.